What is poppin', people? Today I'm just bringing you a little follow-up on the information we got from Koro a few days ago. I knew that they would release some kind of information on the American side of things, on the English side of things, and it looks like we got just that. So we do have a little bit more clarification on a few of the things that they revealed, and we also have English translations for everything. Now there's no way anybody can mess this information up. I can read it, it's in my language, we're all good here. This is on the Pokemon website. Just go to pokemon.com and you will see all the stuff there. But basically, it does break down each of the forms, including Ash's Greninja. So we're going to get to that at the end. But this form right here, I thought that this form and the next form, Zygarde Core, were the same thing. But this is just Zygarde Cell. It says, this stage has been identified as the single cells that make up Zygarde. Cells do not possess any will or thought processes. They are found scattered throughout the region. Since they can't use any moves, researchers question whether they can even be called Pokemon. So apparently when the core is up, it calls these cells. So these cells right here, these are what make up the Zygarde forms. The more of these cells that the core has, the more different the form becomes, I suppose. That's what I'm thinking. That's how it sounds to me. So on to the next thing. This is Zygarde Core. At this stage, this aspect of Zygarde is little more than a part of the Pokemon's brain. Unlike the cells, the cores are self-aware and can communicate with cells and other cores via telepathy. So apparently there can be more than one core. I don't know how many there are. I don't know if there's a limit to how many cores there can be. I don't know if that means there can be more than one Zygarde at a time. That would be interesting. When a change occurs in a local region's ecosystem, cores have been known to take action. So, you know, Zygarde is the Pokemon that controls the ecosystem. So, I guess that plays a part on how, or what stage the Zygarde will take. If there's a really big problem, I'm sure it'll, you know, take a bigger form or a stronger form. Moving on, we got Zygarde 10% form right here. Zygarde 10% is the form that the Zygarde Core takes when it gathers 10% of the cells nearby. Capable of traveling over 60 miles per hour, it defeats enemies with its sharp fangs and its incredible speed. So this sounds like a very fast Pokemon. Probably won't be that strong, especially considering Zygarde isn't even that strong. The original Zygarde that we all know isn't even that strong. So this Zygarde is probably going to be just a very fast, slightly weaker form. But I think that won't be so bad if you can still use Dragon Dance with it, because that sounds fine to me. A very fast, you might even be able to run a Choice Band, Choice Scarf. Maybe it'll get different moves. That'll be cool if it gets different moves than the original Zygarde. I'm hoping that I'm sure they're gonna have new moves, but I want them to have moves that will benefit the other forms. Like Zygarde is not, it's not UU, it's BL because it's too good for UU, but it's not even OU. If Zygarde 10% got a move that made the regular Zygarde better, then that'd be cool. I'd like that a lot. Or maybe Zygarde, the broken Zygarde. I'm calling it broken right now because it says it's stronger than Yveltal and Xerneas. So Zygarde perfect form, if that Pokemon gets a move that would make normal Zygarde better, maybe Zygarde will climb up into the OU tier. Anyways, moving right along. This is the Zygarde we all know. Zygarde 50% form. This legendary Pokemon watches over and maintains the local ecosystem. Until recently, this was the only known form of Zygarde. In actuality, this form only has 50% of the cells in its structure. So, is this 50% of the total cells, like, anywhere? I'm pretty sure, because that's, you know, that would explain why it's called 50% form. I want to know why its cells are scattered all over the place, though. That's what I want to know. And then moving right along, we got Zygarde complete form. So that's what it's called in English. It's not called perfect form or 100% form. It's called Zygarde complete form. This is the perfect form that Zygarde takes when the core gathers 100% of the cells. When the ecosystem is under threat and the core concludes that the 50% form will be unable to deal with it, the core takes on the complete form. Its power is said to be greater than that of the legendary Pokemon Xerneas and Yveltal. So right here we have confirmation that Zygarde only takes this form once the core concludes that the original Zygarde that we know is unable to, you know, handle the task at hand. And it seems that it didn't imply that Zygarde is red and blue like that. because of anything that had to do with Xerneas and Yveltal. It's literally said nothing. It's only it clearly said that when there's a problem in the ecosystem and the core concludes that 50% form won't be able to deal with it, that the core takes on this complete form. It literally said nothing about Yveltal and Xerneas. So I'm not saying that that means that they don't have any involvement at all, but it didn't say anything about that. It didn't imply that it needs to absorb other Pokemon to become this complete form, but it also didn't say that it didn't. So, you know, there's like a, I don't know, there's a line there. There's some kind of, there's something we're gonna have to figure out. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't really give us a specific method on how to achieve this form. But last but not least, we have Ash's Greninja. It's literally called Ash Greninja, and it seems that it's only an aesthetic change and that it's not a you know, a mega evolution, or it doesn't even sound like its stats will change at all either. But it says here, plus Ash's Greninja takes on a mysterious new appearance in the latest season. Ash Greninja is the form that Greninja takes when the bond between it and Ash is raised to the limit. The strength of their bond changes Greninja's appearance, and it takes on a characteristic look of Ash's attire. So it literally sounds like it's just aesthetic. This phenomenon is also said to have happened just once several hundred years ago in the Kalos region, but remains shrouded in mystery. So it literally just sounds like it's aesthetic. It doesn't sound like he gets stronger at all. Their bond makes him take Ash's appearance a little bit, his attire. It doesn't say anything about his stats or anything like that. So I'm thinking that this is just an aesthetic look similar to Resolute Keldeo, and maybe that this Greninja will have a signature move. In Pokemon Black and White 2, all Resolute Keldeo did was get you Secret Sword. That's all it did. It got you the move Secret Sword. It learned a new move. You could revert back to normal Keldeo and you would still have that move. Resolute Keldeo was just an aesthetic thing. So maybe this Greninja will have a signature move based on, you know, his relationship with Ash, but I don't think we're gonna see a stat change here. I don't even think we're gonna see an ability change or anything. It's just strictly for appearance. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool either way. But yeah, it says here at the bottom, the latest Pokemon season begins in Japan on October 29, 2015. Keep checking Pokemon.com for future announcements about Pokemon TV coming to North America and Europe. So that's a little update. It's just a follow-up on the last video. Got some more clarification. Got some official names for these Pokemon. Zygarde Cell, Zygarde Core, Zygarde 10% form, 50% form, complete form. Not perfect. I mean, it says the perfect form that Zygarde takes when the core gathers 100%, but it seems that the actual title of the actual Pokemon is Zygarde complete form. So, you know, that's a little bit more information, and we actually have some. You know, I'm glad that they gave us some standalone artwork for this Pokemon here. It's Ash Greninja. Ash, it's literally Ash hyphen Greninja. Like, that's his name, Ash Greninja. That's cool though. That's cool. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we will be back next time there is an update. Bye!